Hey y'all, it's Mr. C. We are pretending that it's Friday of last week. Some of you missed that, so I want everyone to make sure they have a good experience and be able to catch up. So what we did is, in Cloud9, we created a new workspace. And we called this workspace week 10. And we made sure the HTML5 template was chosen. And then we created the workspace. Now what we're going to be doing with this is using GitHub Pages to actually host an HTML page from our repository. This is cool because we can have access or give people access to view our HTML page as it should look as a HTML page, not the code itself, but actual serve it as the page without having to pay for hosting. Cloud9 allows us to do the same thing, but Cloud9 only lasts for about 6 hours and then the server gets spun down and you have to click run again in order to show it. And you have a very, very long URL to provide to people, whereas with GitHub it's a little shorter. So what we did is we first of all closed out this README file. Sometimes when you create a new workspace, it comes up looking not like this, it comes up looking like that. And so the way to fix that is to open up your welcome page by clicking the Cloud9 menu and scrolling down to the main theme and choosing dark. There you go. That's it. I'm closing that out. Sweet. Okay. Next thing we did is we deleted Hello World and we deleted the README file. Cool. Okay. Now we're going to create an index.php file. If you remember, we talked about this a little while ago, that when you enter a URL like google.com or patinoeschool.com or .net or org, whatever it is, if no page name is provided in that URL request that you make, it automatically serves up the index file. And that can be index.html, or if you're running PHP, it could be index.php. So we're going to create index.html using the touch command. So down here in bash, type touch index.html and then enter. Now if you don't see the bash window, you can go up to the window here and choose new terminal and it will give you a bash terminal down here. Just make sure it's not hidden behind this, otherwise you'll have multiple bash terminals running, which actually is not a bad thing. I do it all the time, but it can get confusing as to where you're at. So we're going to edit this file now, so I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to use Emmet to pre-populate my basic HTML template. So Shift 1 gives me an exclamation point and then hit the tab key. Now some of you are experiencing issues with that not working, and what I found is that Cloud9 is starting to get a little bogged down after AWS officially announced the transition, and I think they're kind of throttling Cloud9 traffic. So what ends up happening is sometimes this page gets stuck in limbo. So all you have to do is hit Control-R in anywhere. Just hit Control-R on the keyboard and it will reload this page, and it should take it back to a state where you could enter the exclamation point and then the tab, and it'll pre-populate this. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to link in, first of all, our Bootstrap CDN. So I'm going to make a new line here in my head area, and I'm going to type link. Now, Cloud9 thinks that you want to do possibly a snippet. Now, if you leave it there, you can actually click on, well, you can arrow over. Nope, that doesn't work either. If you click right after the word, that suggestion goes away, and then you can hit the tab key and it will actually do the link. Otherwise, if you type the word link and then try and hit tab, well, it works anyway. All right, never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay, so in a new tab, I am going to go to Bootstrap cdn. There it is, bootstrapcdn.com. And this is what I want right here, is the complete CSS. So I just click this, click to copy to the clipboard. You can also click this whole line if you don't want to put the link in there. You can click that whole line, which does all kinds of other stuff. Like, oh, it does includes the SHA integrity check too, which is not a bad idea. I'm going to copy that one actually. And back over in Cloud9, I'm going to get rid of this link that I created, and I'm just going to paste that whole big mama in there. That's super handy. Okay, save that. And then in my body, I'm going to do an H1. And this is my title. And then a P. Again, it wants to do password, so if I right arrow and left arrow, then I can hit the tab and it will do the paragraph tags. And I'm going to do some lorem here. Cool. So I type LOREM and then hit the tab key and it does the lorem. And I just saved that file, so we are good to go. All right, now I've got my index.html file. What I want to do is I want to initialize a Git repo locally here. So I'm going to type git init, I-N-I-T for initialize. And it creates the Git repository on my local machine, well, not my local computer, but on Cloud9 anyway. And so I'm going to do git add period to add all the files, which is just one of them. And then git commit -m initial commit, enter. Cool. Now we need to add our repo to this, so we can our GitHub repo, so we can push this to GitHub. So I'm gonna stop this video right now. This is as far as we go with this, and the next video we're gonna actually jump over to GitHub. So get signed in there.